That story last night made me think. Where I had moved from, the people that I had moved around ain't have no idea of the turmoil that was brewing on the inside of me. And God knows I had reached my breaking point on this one particular night. Talking about all the time that I went through with my kids running away. There was this one particular night, and his family that called the police and said they down there beating up her son. Well, how did you see? It's dark. I ate that. That's not actually what was happening. And as a matter of fact, I ain't gonna even tell what was actually happening because I don't need to explain. But on this night, I had done got so fed up with people trying to stop me from saving my children. Couldn't leave well enough alone that you call the police. But then you had to come down. Yep, the two of y'all walk down that road, and you just had to come and stand in front of my house, take pictures and take videos. And you didn't know with every flash of that camera, I was getting closer and closer to the edge of that driveway. Because I had done had enough. One of the neighbors even came over and was touching me on my shoulder that had previously assisted my kids in moving around. I asked her, please do not touch me. And I proceeded to the edge of that driveway. And right there at the edge of the driveway was a place where my husband used to throw his old beer bottles over there. You see, on the way to the edge of that driveway, I reached over there to grab one of those good old Budweiser bottles. And I proceeded to the end of the driveway, towards those flashing lights and that camera. And was ready to risk it all with the police right there. And right when I get to the edge of the driveway, Miss Mattie come to the end of the road to the driveway. And she just put her hands up in front of me. And she say, Shauna, don't you do it. Now, I don't know this lady because I ain't never talked to her a day in my life. I seen her in the neighborhood before, but I ain't never talked to her before. But she walked up and put her hands in the air and she said, "Don't do it, Shauna. Don't do it." And right when she said, "Don't do it," a tear fell out of my eye. And at that moment, Miss Mattie was God sent because she knew that Shauna was about to be taken away from all of her children because she was ready to risk it all. Because you do know that is the consequence. That if you follow through, who gonna take care of your kids if you get taken away? But I was ready to risk it all. Miss Mattie couldn't have never known how I moved around with my kids to save their life. And I was so busy trying to save theirs on, I was willing to throw mine away. Miss Mattie didn't know that she was about the third or fourth vessel that God had used to stop me from crashing out from what I was holding on the inside of me. And just thinking about the hell that I went through during that time. And up until this point, I ain't never been able to forgive the people that was doing that stuff to me. But after tonight, I'm going to let it go. And I'm going to forgive you. And those of you who know, you know exactly who you are. Those ones that move around and say that they think I use evil. Nope, I never used evil. I used prayers for you. I use God forgive them because they don't know what they doing. Even when I got to places where I wanted to speak bad on you, God will have somebody to call me and remind me, "Shauna, don't fall into that trap. Don't fall into that trap because if you do, you're going to lose it all." I'll never forget. Another day I'm ready to crash out. And a lady that had met me one time gave me a phone call and she said, she couldn't have known what happened that day. But some of my neighbors had their lawn chairs sitting at the edge of their driveway waiting to see us be destroyed as a family. And I was so mad when I went in the house. And my phone rang. And it was that lady that I met that one time. And she said, Tell them don't put their lawn chairs away yet. Because right now they seeing you go through the mess. But after a while, they going to have to see you go through the blessing. That was Miss Phyllis. But Miss Mattie, stopped me from crashing out. And she didn't know, but she knew. All at the same time. She must have saw something. She must have been through something. Because all the rage that I had built on the inside of me as a little girl, I was waiting on the right person to come along so I can dump it on them. Don't wait till you get to a place where you want to crash out before you reach out to somebody. But guess what? If you got somebody praying for you, God always puts somebody in the right place at the right time. So tonight, I'm going to drop this because I done told this story so angrily every time. I get enraged when I tell this story. Because I was fighting for my kids. And while you was busy helping my kids stay in the streets, you was leaving your own behind. And I can see how it worked out. So I don't have no reason, with all the mistakes that my kids make in everything, I see. I'm letting it go. Don't mean I won't ever talk about it again. But God knows I'm going to hold my feet to the fire to never let myself feel what I just released tonight. Not with this story again. Miss Coffee, everything is fine. How y'all doing? You'll find that if I tell one story about something, one story leads to another thing. It's like I got so many things built up on the inside of me, and sometimes I talk about them, and because I'm able to release, I get to a place where this is where I'm going to release. So I just wanted, I told you I like questions. I wasn't even intending on really talking to nobody. I was going to drop my story and get off here. I want y'all to know I love you all. Get your pressure up off of you. Take care of you. Take care of self. I'm just releasing old things that happen, and hopefully it's here to help somebody through what they're going through at this moment. Good night, you all. And hey, sis, I see you in here.